Okay, we shall start. So, this is what we call manual brewing. Manual brewing means we brew coffee manually, or we make coffee manually with our own hands. Okay? Grab the marker. So, there is two ways of making coffee. One is called extraction. Two is called brewing. Extraction and brewing. Where is my phone?
Here.
It's it. One is called extraction, one is called brewing. So, to extract something means to squeeze out something from something. Do I make sense?
Sorry.
To squeeze out something from
Squeeze
something. Yeah.
From something.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So, to extract means to squeeze out something. Yeah? Let's say, if this is an orange, if you squeeze it, you get orange juice. This is what we call extraction. If this is a mango, we extract mango juice from mangoes. You understand? We extract mango juice from mangoes. It means to extract, it means to squeeze out something. This is coffee beans. When we put them on the machine, when we press it with this high force and pressure, you see it squeezes out the coffee juice. The drink that you call coffee. You understand? So this is a method of making coffee, but it's called extraction.
Extraction, when you squeeze something, it's extraction.
Yeah.
And other.
It means we do extraction on the machine. You understand?
Yeah. And the machine.
We
with
bring
high
coffee
power.
from here, powder, we put it here. When we press, the machine will squeeze. Water will come, will go inside this powder, it will squeeze out the coffee. The one, this is what we call extraction. If I tell you do extraction, it means you can make coffee from the machine. You understand? So this is what we call extraction. So brewing, it means we get coffee, we pour hot water. The time coffee is with this hot water is what we call brewing.
Means we just take coffee powder in the cup. We put hot
This is
water.
coffee powder, yeah? If we pour hot water, the contact time between hot water and coffee is what we call brewing. It's like saying cooking. Coffee is cooking itself. It means there is contact of the hot water and coffee. This is what we call brewing. You understand?
Yeah.
Contact time. The moment hot water goes into this coffee powder, that's what we call brewing. So this is a brewing process because we put powder, these coffee particles, and then we pour water. You understand? So the contact time between this hot water and coffee is what we call brewing. Are we together? So we make coffee, brewing, or extraction. Are we together?
Yeah.
You can come here. It's fine. So this brewing is called manual brewing. It's called manual brewing. Why is it called manual brewing? Because we do everything manually.
Manually, we don't use machine.
Exactly. We use it with our own hands. So in manual brewing, we have so many ways of brewing coffee. So many. But these three you see here, these are the most significant ways of making coffee. These are the most popular ways of making coffee. It means everywhere you will go, you will find this one. You understand? So this one is what we call V60. This one.
This one is V60.
Yeah. This one is what we call Chemex.
Chemex and V60.
Yes. And this one is what we call AeroPress.
AeroPress. V60.
V60, Chemex, AeroPress.
AeroPress.
Yeah. I think my people watching online are not seeing the blackboard, the whiteboard, sorry. Simanyi oba mulabayo. Okay. See, I say this is called V60.
V60.
This is called Chemex.
Chemex
And this is called
AeroPress.
AeroPress. Okay? We start from there.
V60, Chemex and AeroPress.
Yes.
It's a manual.
These are manual brewing methods. You understand?
Yeah.
But apart from these ones, these three, there are so many others. There is what we call the siphon. Okay? There's what we call the Kalita. There's what we call the French press. There's what we call mocha pot. There's what we call gems, origami, and so many others. So, but these ones, they are unpopular because you might find them or you might not.
But this one is very
But these
popular.
ones,
We can find everywhere.
everywhere you go, you will find them. This is why when you come to class, you always focus on this. You understand? Okay. So, when you're making coffee, there is what we call a customer test. The customer wants to test the coffee, whether the coffee is strong, whether the coffee is light, or whether the coffee is balanced. Okay? Strong, if somebody says strong coffee, it means this coffee is very concentrated. Let's say, for example, if you get milk from a cow, direct from the cow, and you drink, it's too much strong.
It's too strong.
You understand? But when it goes, when you add more water or something,
It's
it means
balanced.
it's still milk,
Yeah,
but it's not as strong as it was before. You understand? So the level of concentration is what we call being strong.
It's the original, like no mixing anything.
Exactly.
It's just strong.
Strong. But this is strong in terms of level of concentration. So when coffee is strong, it's not as coffee when it's not strong. Yes, it still tastes like coffee, but it's not as strong as this one. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, AeroPress, when somebody wants to take strong coffee, we recommend an AeroPress. If somebody wants to take a light coffee, not too strong coffee,
Then we use
we recommend a Chemex,
Chemex.
light. So when somebody wants to take a balanced coffee,
We use
V60. Thank you. V60 means the coffee is not too strong and it's not too light.
Too light. It's just balanced.
It's balanced. Yeah, middle in taste. Like when you drink it, yes, it's not too strong and it's not too light. But when you take AeroPress, you feel the coffee is very strong. When you take Chemex, the coffee will be a little bit light. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we look at the factors. Why is this coffee balanced, this one light and this one strong? Why? We ask ourselves the question. Answer. Number one is because of the filter papers that we use. The filter papers, these are what we call filter.
Filter paper.
This one. I'll get more. This. Okay? These are what we call the filter papers. If you hold this one, hold it. And you hold this one as well. And you hold this one. Which one has a more thick body?
This one.
This one. Thick.
Oh no, sorry. Thick. This one.
Thick.
Yeah. This one is
What
thick.
is thick?
It's so very
oberenga
small.
okwata ali ku blackboard omuntu aberenga asobola okulaba bulungi kinyesi. Thick?
Thick means very light, very light.
No.
This
Very strong.
very strong. Then this very
Exactly.
strong. Then
Thick,
this medium.
thickness means a very tough
Strong.
layer.
Tough,
Yeah?
yeah.
With layer with too much strong, yeah? So this one has a more thick body. This is what
Where we keep here.
this is for the
Chemex.
for the Chemex.
And
This one
is for
V60.
V60 and this one is for AeroPress.
Thank you. So since this filter paper has a more thick body, it means when we put coffee, yeah, when we put coffee, the coffee will come out, but it will be too much concentrated.
Yeah, it's like putting some,
Mukwate naye muteekemu.
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I understand. Like when we put coffee here,
Yeah.
then because this one is thick,
Yeah.
so the most coffee, it will catch this one and the filter one.
Give me
this
high
one.
five. You're very smart. It means, since this filter paper is very thick, if we put coffee inside and we pour hot water, it means most of the coffee oils and soluble compounds will remain inside.
Inside, yeah.
You understand? It means the coffee will come out, but it will be very light. You understand? And now, since this one is
Very light.
very thin,
Thin.
you understand? It has a very thin body. It means when we put coffee inside and we squeeze the water
utmost
into,
of
yeah,
the coffee
almost everything will come
come inside. the
apart
cup.
from the residue.
Yeah.
You understand? But almost everything will come out.
Yeah,
So
that's why
the,
it's strong.
thank you so much. This is why it's very
Strong.
strong. So this one
It's
is balanced. It's not as strong as this one, and it's not as thin as this one. It means whatever comes out will be balanced. Some will come out, some will not. You understand? 50-50.
50.
You understand? Coffee is very easy. So if somebody asks, why is this coffee strong, this one light, this one balanced? The filter paper that we use. You understand? Now we go to factor number 2. The grind size. Okay? So for the grind size, I will show it for you. I will demonstrate it for you here. So grind size. What does grind size mean? It means the
Coffee
size of the
size.
particles. The coffee particles.
Particle size.
The particle size. Okay? So when we are making, when we grind coffee, to grind means to crush something into small
In the
particles.
mixer.
Yeah. So coffee can be grinded when the particles are big.
Big, middle and small.
Thank you. When the particles are grinded big, in coffee language, we say the coffee is coarse.
Cost.
Coarse.
Cost.
Yeah. C
Big
O
size.
U. Yeah. Coarse means
Big,
Big.
size. Like
Nenge
one
ndio pata
coffee.
mukama yatensenyusa.
takusanyusa ssebo gikoze ntya sookole
The way he holds the camera is not.
This one? This one?
No. Tori creative yadde olinga muti. He's just holding like this. Genda bamukubye. Baya artistic anjiteeke wano naye enkwatayo ebulamu. Okay. See, as I was saying, the word coarse means something big.
Something big, like one coffee beans, 4 or 5 parts when it's crushed.
Now see, these are big particles. They are crushed, but the particles are
Big.
big.
So it's called cosh.
Coarse. Okay? When the particles are small, we call it fine.
Fine. When it's small,
We call it
fine. When
fine.
it's big, we call it cosh.
Coarse. Okay? Now see, it means the grinder, this is what we call a coffee grinder. Okay? This is what we call a coffee grinder as well. This is a coffee grinder, this is a grinder. A grinder is a machine which crushes this coffee. It means we get these coffee particles. It means we get these coffee particles, but when we put it inside,
And
we
this
grind, we turn off the grinder, these particles will go inside and they will be crushed. You understand? You see? They are crushed. Now, what we call coarse and fine, these are blades inside. We can adjust. We can either go,
small
or we can either go.
big and small or middle.
You understand?
And size.
So, it means, if I go this big, well, the particles will come out, but the particles will be big.
Big.
It means now, I'm here.
Cosh.
I'm here. Coarse. Whenever I adjust, listen to the sound. Every click is a different size. Every click is a different size. Every click is a different size. Now it means now I'm moving from coarse going fine. You understand? It means if I crush now, you see? see the size? The size
Very
is now
small, it's not
very small.
it's very
You
small.
understand? It means we can add just this grinder. We can either go fine or we can either go
Of course.
coarse. You understand? So, what does it mean? It means when the particles are big,
Of course.
it's called coarse, and the water flow will be very fast.
Fast.
So very fast because the particle is big, so water can go easily.
Thank you so much. When the particles are small, the water flow will be very
Very
slow.
fast. No, sir. Very slow, yeah, because the particle, it will...
They are very
it
tiny.
makes- Yeah.
There is less space for coffee to pass. You understand? This is pure common sense. It's like if I have a bottle of stones and I have a bottle of powder, if I pour water, where will water pass fast?
Understood.
Thank you. Why? Because the stones are very big. There are small spaces where coffee
Yeah, pass.
can pass. You understand? So this is it. It means grind size means the size of coffee that you grind. When you grind big particles, water will come very. When you grind small particles, water will come very, very slow. Now we come back to this one. We said AeroPress gives us strong coffee. And we use a more thin
People.
filter
Yeah.
paper. You understand?
Yeah.
Since the filter paper is very thin, yeah, it means almost everything will come out very fast. So if we come to grind the coffee that we are going to use for this AeroPress, at least we make the particles a little bit small. Fine. Because if we make the particles big, it means water will come very fast in the coffee and very fast in the paper as well. You understand? There will be no control. You get my point?
Yes.
So, since the filter paper is very thin, it's very small, we make the particles also very
Small.
because when water comes, water will be very slow to pass through the coffee, though it will be very fast to pass through the paper. So it creates a balance. Here slow, here fast.
Fast.
You understand? Now we come to this one. This is a Chemex filter paper. You see it's very thick. The body is very big. So what we do, we cannot put particles which are small.
We put
Because-
really big particle.
Yes, because if you put small particles, water will find it hard to pass through the
Pass through.
particles and then find it hard to pass through the paper.
also.
It means it will take 2 days to come out. You understand? So what we do, we make the particles a little bit big, because it means the water will flow very fast in the particles, though it will take some time to
Sometimes
pass
we
through the
filter
paper.
paper.
It means it creates a balance.
Balance.
You understand? It's the same with the V60. Since the filter paper is balanced, also we grind medium.
Medium.
Not too big, not too small.
It's the same. We make here big, middle, and
Small.
small.
You understand? Okay. So, now I will show you something. I will show you something. It means V60, yeah, we grind, it will give us balanced
Balanced coffee.
coffee. You understand? It will give us balanced
Coffee.
coffee. Now that's number one. Okay? Number two, the grind size will be medium.
Medium.
Medium size.
Size.
And the filter also medium.
The filter is also medium. You understand? The time will be 3 to 4 minutes.
The fast coffee when you put water.
All the total time of making. It means from the time when you start and to the time when we
We
stop. This is what we call a V60.
60.
You understand? So it means if you are making a Chemex, the coffee will be very
Light.
light.
Very light. And paper is also. Paper is strong.
Yeah. So it means the size will also be
Coarse.
co
Coarse.
coarse. Big, particles.
Big particles.
Okay? It means this one will take 4 to 5 minutes. You understand?
Process.
For the whole process to finish. AeroPress. AeroPress. AeroPress will give us a strong
Coffee.
coffee. Okay? The size will be
Fine.
fine. You understand? Fine means small.
We have one question. AeroPress is this one. No?
Yes.
When we put fine coffee, does not take time.
Because the paper is very
It's very thin.
It means the paper is very small. If we put big particles, water will come very fast in the coffee and very fast in the paper. So we put small particles. It means it will come slow in the coffee and fast in the
paper.
You understand? Here we use small particles. You understand?
Yes.
So, fine, this is the size. Okay? And then, time, it will be 2 minutes. All 2.5 minutes maximum. Never name in class. You understand, my sister?
Yes.
Yeah? Now I'll show you something. I'll show you a demonstration. Let's say, for example, this is the grind size chart. Okay? This is cos. Cos we said it means
Big particles
Thank
and
you.
fine is small and this
Medium.
medium.
okay. Let's say this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? It means now this one is going small.
So we have to turn 6 times. Tick, tick.
No. I'm just giving an example.
Okay.
I'm just showing you an example. This is going small and this is going
Fast.
big. Look, what I'm demonstrating or what I'm showing you is the grind size. It means if I go from 0, going this side, it means I'm going more big.
Course.
Check.
From 0 to that side is big and
From 0 to this side is going big.
big part.
Okay? Now from 0 to this side is going
Very small.
small. You understand? This is what we call the grind size. You understand? If I tell you to grind for Chemex, make for me Chemex, what does it mean? I don't mean you come, you grind on number 6. You grind on the last bread, on the last particle. Because you will bring out more big particles. The particles will be too big. You understand? When we mean coarse in brewing, we don't mean this too much coarse. You don't tilt until the last end, because there you will get big particles. You understand? It means water will just be coming. If I tell you to make small, don't make too small, because when you make too small, the coffee will be like this. This is what we call fine. This is espresso fine. Even water will not come out.
Yeah.
You understand?
Just mix everything.
Exactly. This is too fine. It means if I tell you to grind, you don't grind too fine and you don't grind too coarse. You understand? Let's say, for example, it starts from 0, because every grinder is different. You can have 0 to 10, 0 to 30, 0 to something. But what you need to have is understanding. You just need to understand that here I'm going small, here I'm going big. You understand? If I tell you to grind, let's say, for example, AeroPress, don't grind the last one. At least you can grind from
4 to
You understand? Yes, it's fine, but it's not too fine. You understand? Now in coffee language, this is what we call medium to fine.
medium to fine and medium to big also.
You understand? When you come this side, this is what we call medium to coarse. You understand? It's not too
Too
coarse and it's not
fine.
too medium.
Too medium.
You understand? So it means if I tell you to grind for V60, you grind from this side. So this is Chemex. This is
Aeropress.
Aeropress, and this is
V6.
V60. We grind medium to coarse, medium to fine. This one,
Medium.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to get your book. You write this. You copy this, and I show you something else. Get your book, please. Teaching is aimed for everyone seriously, of course.
I can also click picture or just write.
Okay, you can take a picture. You copy when you're home. At least if you understand what I'm saying. Understanding is key. Okusomesa si kwa buli omu. Okusomesa ko si kwa buli omu. Ozo ino kwa gwe mwennyini ng'otegeera mangu. Ate okutegeera si kwa buli omu.
Can you click picture? This one. It's fine. I will
Okay. Okay. Then I'll show you something. Now here, we have to be very attentive. I'm going to teach you something, but we have to be very attentive, okay? Very attentive. Now, this is what we call
Brewing.
ratio.
Ratio.
Ratio. Okay? Here, the word ratio. You know what the word ratio means? Ratio means how much goes into every one.
quantity, like
How much goes
How much?
into every singular?
every single cup.
Every single of something. It's not. It doesn't mean cup
Cup. Every
necessarily.
single
Of something. We are 1, 2, 3, 4. If they give us 4 iPhones right now, how many iPhones does each get?
Everyone get one.
Thank you. It means the ratio of us to iPhone is 1 to
4.
You understand? If we are 4, they give us 8 mangoes. How many mangoes does each get? 2. It means the ratio, everyone will get 2.
One by two.
Every single person
Every single
will
person
get
equal.
2. Ratio means how much goes into every one, or every singular, or every particular. You understand? If we are 10 people, they give us 100 books. How many books does each get? 10. It means every one person will get 10 books. It means the ratio is 1 to 10. You understand?
Yeah.
This is what ratio means. Okay? So, in coffee, let's say if we are making coffee here, espresso. If we are making espresso, the ratio of espresso is 1 to 2. I think you saw this in your book. 1 to 2 is the ratio of espresso. It means in every 1 gram of coffee powder that I bring, I must get 2 meals of coffee.
That one is ratio.
This is here when you're making espresso. In every, let's say if I get 1 gram of coffee here, on my cup here, I get 2 meals. You understand? If I get 10 grams of coffee from here, when I come to get coffee out, I get out 20.
20.
2 and 10.
Okay, come here. 1, the standard ratio is 1 to 2.
1 to 2.
That's the standard. Okay? It means in every 1 gram of coffee powder, I get out 2 meals
meals of water.
of coffee.
Yeah.
every 1 gram of coffee powder, we get 2
Meals.
meals.
This is the standard of making espresso.
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 You understand? It means if I am making espresso, if I am given 10 grams, how many meals do I get?
20.
20.
Thank you. If I'm giving 15 grams, how many meals do I get?
30.
If I get 14, how many meals do I get?
38.
Thank you. If I get 20, how many meals do I get?
40.
You understand now? Yeah? It means whatever you get, 2 is the constant. Now this is espresso making.
Espresso.
2 is the standard ratio.
Standard ratio is 2.
1 to 2. Don't forget this. This is the basic knowledge of making coffee. Always coffee is extracted on the ratio of 1 to 2. In every one you get, you must get 2 out. Standard. If you don't know this one, you are not close to anything. This is standard. Every 1 gram, 2 is the output. Let's say for example, you know how to cook? No offense. I'm just saying, you know how to cook?
Something like tea.
Something like tea? More.
Noodles and
Noodles?
and rice.
You know how to cook rice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. If I give you 1 cup of rice, yeah? How many cups of water do you put?
2.
2. Thank you. It means the ratio
Is 2.
of rice to water is
1 is 20.
1 to
1 to 2.
In every 1 cup, I put 2 mils of water. If I give you 2 cups of rice, how many cups of water will you put?
4.
Thank you. Now you understand what ratio means?
Yes.
If I give you 10 cups of rice, how many cups of water will you put?
20.
Thank you. This is what ratio. 2 is the constant.
Constant.
You understand?
Yes.
Now this is the ratio we use while we are doing espresso. You understand now? Now we come here. When we are making this brewing, it's different. Yeah? This is the espresso ratio. Now I'm going to teach you the brewing ratio. Listen. Good, you know how to cook biryani. You know how to cook biryani?
No. Only rice and
Only rice?
and dal also I can make.
Dalos?
Dal.
What's dalos?
Chana dal. You know?
I know.
Obumanyi buno
Indian
bugundi
food, small.
Oh.
babuyita bokawo.
And
Cow.
also
Yellow.
it's beans. I
Obwa
can
yellow.
beans.
Over yellow.
Yeah.
Over yellow. You know why yellow? Yellow.
Yellow.
Okay. So I'm going to teach you the brew ratio. When we are doing brewing, manual brewing, the brew ratio is always from 1 to 12, maximum 1 to 15. This is the brew ratio bracket. Meaning, in every 1 gram of coffee, we pour 12 mils of water.
Water.
Remember, we are using water to pour.
To pour on the filter paper.
To pour on the coffee that we put. It means I put the filter paper, I put the coffee. If I put 1 gram, I pour 12 mils
12 mils.
of water. You understand?
Yeah.
If I put 10 grams, it means I pour. If I put 1, I pour 12. If I put 10, I pour how many?
120.
120. You understand? So this is what we call brew ratio.
Brew ratio.
So this is the starting ratio. 1 is to 12.
1 to 12.
Maximum 1 is to 15. What does it mean? It means if I tell you to make, let's say V60, it is very okay for you to use 1 is to 12, or 1 is to 12.5, or 1 is to 13, or 1 is to 13.5, or 1 is to 14, or 1 is to 14.5, or 1 is to 15. Don't exceed. You understand? This is the maximum you can
You can
use.
put
Yeah.
Are we on the same page?
Yes.
Meaning, I can choose how much water I put inside my coffee.
From 1 to 12.
To 1
to
is?
50.
Thank you.
Yes.
It means if I give you 10 grams of coffee, yeah, it's okay. You can tell me, okay teacher, I'll use 10 grams of coffee and my ratio, I'll use 1 is to 12. It means in every 1 gram of coffee, you're going to put 12 mils of water. Now you have 10, you will put 120 mils of water. You understand? Or you can say, oh teacher, no, I will use 10 grams and my ratio will be 1 is to 14. It's you to decide. You understand? If you use 1 to 14, it means in every 1 gram you put 14 mils of. Now that you have 10 grams, it means you put 1 for
140.
You understand? Oh, it's okay. I will use my 10 grams, I'll use 1 is to 15. It means in every 1 gram you use 15 mils of water. And it means since you have 10 grams, you put 150 mils of water. You understand? It means you, the barista, you choose the brewing ratio. You understand? You choose the brewing ratio. Are we okay?
Yes.
So, if I tell you to make V60 right now, okay? You can choose any grams from 15.
15, we can choose 10 gram. 12,
You can use,
13 gram.
I'm just giving you something, yeah? You can use, let's say from 15 to 20, you can use any grams.
15 to 20?
Yeah. And then you can choose any ratio from 12 to
50.
12 to 15.
Now, I'll give you to test now. Make for me V60. How many grams will you use?
If I use 15 gram, then I have to use water like
No, how many grams do you want to use? You.
to make V60.
If I tell you make for me V60 right now, yeah? Choose how many grams do you want to use? Any.
16.
16. Thank you. Now this is your grams of coffee. We give you your grams of coffee. Now I ask you, what is your ratio? Your brewing ratio?
Sorry.
What is the brewing ratio from here to here? Choose.
12 to 15.
Yeah.
So if I make 16, so
It doesn't have to be any figure. You can choose any. I told you can choose any from 12 to 15. You can choose any. You don't need to cram. You just need to understand. You can choose any ratio.
200 milliliters. Is it okay?
No. I'm not saying how much water you're going to use. I'm saying what is your ratio. How many?
1 to 13.
Okay. If you say 1 to 13, this is your ratio. Now, how do you get the total amount of water you're going to use? How do you get it?
You just calculate.
How? What?
The calculate.
With the calculator. Okay, like what do you calculate?
I will calculate it if I get 30.
Times?
1 is
16.
30. 16 into 30.
16 times
13.
13.
Into 30.
Thank you. It means now your water is 200 and?
8.
You understand? Very easy. Meaning, I choose how many grams I want to use. And I choose
How many
ratio
ratios
do I want to use.
I want to use.
To get the water, I get the grams times
What
the ratio.
Ratios.
To get water. Abali ku live muntegeera bulungi. I think there are 123 people watching now. People watching live, do you understand what I'm saying? I'll repeat one more time. You know, understanding is very important.
Yes.
We don't need to rush. We have time. I'll repeat. If you're live, if you understand what I'm saying, you can give me a thumbs up. I told you guys, ratio, the brewing ratio starts from 1 to 12. to 1 to
15.
15. It means I can choose any
Gram and
any gram, any ratio I can
Between
choose between this. You understand?
Yes.
And the grams of coffee we use, let's say it's safe to use from 15 to 20. I can choose any.
Ratio.
This is ratio. This is grams.
This is gram.
You understand? I can choose any ratio. I can choose any
Grams.
grams. Yeah? If I tell you now, make for me Chemex, it's okay. You can say, okay, for me I'll use 17 grams of coffee.
Of coffee.
And ratios according.
Ratio, how much ratio do you want to use? My ratio, I'll use 1:14. In every 1 gram, I'll use 14.
Ratio.
You understand? So, how much water am I going to use in total? It means I'll get 17 times 14. My answer,
238.
238. It means these are the amount of mils of water that I'll use in total. You understand? This is all you choosing. It's you choosing. You don't need to cram. You don't need to just know, 17, I use, no. You can choose anything. Anything. As long as you are in the in this bracket. If I tell you to make for me V60 right now, you make for me V60. How many grams are you going to use?
I use 1 to 13.
How many grams of coffee, bro? Grams means coffee. 1:2 means ratio.
Let's use 20 grams.
If I tell you to make V60 for me right now, how many grams of coffee are you going to use?
18.
Thank you. You choose 18 grams, right?
Yes.
Now, what is your ratio?
My ratio is 13.
1:13.
13.
Now this is your rate.
Sure.
How much water are you going to use?
234.
34.
234. It means this is the amount of water you're going to
Yes.
use. As simple as that. Now listen. When a customer walks in a coffee shop, who is the barista?
Me.
Can you make for me V60?
Yes.
What is your ratio?
I have to ask customer.
He will ask you, what is your ratio?
I can tell him 1 to 12 to 1:15.
No, you choose one.
You choose 1. 13, 14, 16, any.
From 12 to
15.
15.
12, 13, 14, and 12.5 also. See?
if a customer asks you, do you know how to make V60?
Yes.
What ratio are you going to use?
Oh, 1.30.
My ratio is 1 to
13.
1 to 30.
simple.
Simple.
The customer goes and sit because he knows in every 1 gram that you will put,
Yeah.
you will use 13 mils.
Of water.
He doesn't know how many grams you're going to give him.
Okay.
What he knows, in every 1 gram, you will put 13
grams
mils of
water.
water. If you're watching live, do you understand what I'm saying? It means, if I tell my customer, yes boss, I'll make V60 for you, I'll use the ratio of 1 to 14. What I've just told the customer, that in every 1 gram that I'm going to give you, I will put 14 mils of
Water.
water. That's what he wants to listen to.
Ratio means just we need to tell customer 13, 14, 16. How
You
much
choose,
1 gram?
you
Yeah,
choose the ratio. You can tell the customer any ratio that
And-
you feel is good for the customer or for your coffee. Because you've already tested this coffee before the customer comes. You tested it with different ratios. Let me ask you, if I give you 1 cup of coffee, of rice, and you put 13 cups of water, is the taste the same if I give you 1 gram and you put 14? This is too much water than
The other one.
it means this one, it has more water than the other.
Yeah.
You understand? It means if you tell the customer, I'm going to use 14, it means the customer knows you're going to put 14 mils of water in every 1 gram. You understand? It's not the same if you tell the customer, I'll use 15. This is different water, this one different water. It means if you tell the customer, I'll use 1:13, he knows you'll put 13 mils of water in my coffee. If he doesn't want it, he'll say, okay, reduce the water a little bit. Can you make 12? Or can you make more? Can you make 1:14? You understand? Because he doesn't know how many coffee you're going to put. But what he knows, how much water will go in every 1 gram of coffee. Because listen, I'll show you something very logical. Understanding is very easy if you pay attention. Understanding is very easy when you pay attention. Listen. If I tell the customer I'm going to use my ratio 1:13, yeah? It means if I give my customer 10 grams of coffee, yeah?
130.
How many mils of water will I put?
130.
130. If I give the customer 20 grams of coffee, how many mils will I put?
230 to 260.
It's 2?
60.
2?
60.
60. Let me ask you something. Listen, see, 1 to 13, 10 to 130, 20 to 260. Is the test the same?
No.
No.
Aye.
No, yeah, it's the same because it's equal. Sorry. Sorry, because gram is also equal and water is also equal.
Thank you.
So it's same. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's make it practical. Let's make it practical. Leave this one. If I give you one orange, okay, and you put 4 cups of water,
Yeah.
yeah? If I give you 2 orange and you put 8 cups, and I give you 4 oranges, you put 16.
Yeah.
Yeah? And I give you 10 oranges and you put 40. Is the test the same?
Yeah. It's the same.
Why?
Because 4 is the constant.
Because 4 is the constant. The quantity is different,
It's different.
but 4 is the constant.
Yeah, the taste is same.
If let's say, you drink Coca-Cola, yeah? You think they make 1 bottle every day?
We make many bottles of it.
They make 1 million bottles. You think they put powder, they put salt, they make 1 bottle, and they put one powder, and they make another bottle?
No.
They make,
Millions of
Right.
this machine.
it means they mix one big solution and give you,
One bottle
The
you
same
understand?
bottle.
It means they use the same ratio
in every bottle.
in a big quantity. You understand? Do you understand? The same Coca-Cola you taste in Fridge Mural is the same Coca-Cola you taste in Albasha, is the same Coca-Cola you taste in Mall of Emirates. The taste is the same because the ratio is
Same.
the same sugar, the same yeast, the same cocaine, the same everything. Do you know there is cocaine in Coca-Cola? Did you know this? Yeah? You make Coca-Cola before?
No, because I used to drink at night when I know that I had to wake up early.
Yeah?
So when you drink and you sleep,
Yeah?
then when you wake up, you will feel fresh.
Okay.
My friend Shakira, she told me that.
She told you that?
Yeah.
Of course. There is cocaine in Coca-Cola. They put cocaine because it's to make it addictive.
Oh.
If you're here and you're a CEO of Coca-Cola, I'm sorry. That's a secret I am telling everyone. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, the most important thing is to know what the word ratio means. Yeah? Ratio, it makes the quality to remain the same.
Same.
Yeah? The quantity can change, but the quality remains the same if you use the same ratio. You understand? So, someone say, I didn't know. I didn't know there is cocaine in Coca-Cola. Oh,
As they give that description there is on the bottle. They don't write there. Maybe before drinking, read Coca-Cola.
178 people watching. Thank you so much, guys. Tap your screen. At least, if we are on the same page, give me a thumbs up. If we are on the same page, give me a thumbs up. Now listen. It means you have the power to tell the customer what you want or what you will make for the customer. If I'm the customer, I walk in a coffee shop, I ask you, you're going to make my coffee? Yes. Okay, make for me AeroPress. What ratio are you going to use? I'll use 1:12. The customer goes and sits because he knows in every 1 gram of coffee, I'll put 12 mils of water. He doesn't know how many grams I'm going to give. But what he knows, in every 1 gram that you will give him or her, you'll put 12 mils of water. Simple. This is what we call the brew ratio. This is very, very important. If you want to be a better barista, take time and understand what the word ratio means. Because ratio maintains consistency. You understand? Ratio maintains consistency. You can use different ratios on different coffees. I can have different coffees from different regions. Let's say this is Colombia. I can be using my ratio of 1:12 on Colombian coffee beans when I'm making V60. And I use 1:13 on Ugandan beans when making V60. And I use 1:15 when I'm making Kenyan beans, but using V60. You understand? It depends on how good your coffee comes out. As long as you have a good coffee, your ratio is always good. There is nothing like your ratio is bad. You know, there are some people who go for interviews, you find a barista or a head barista somewhere, he tells you, no, that ratio is not right. There is nothing like a standard ratio, apart from espresso. But in brewing, there is nothing like this is the standard. For as long as the coffee is good, the ratio is also okay. You understand? Don't tell somebody that I'll use 1:14 and says, no, that's wrong. No. Ratio depends on the taste. If the taste is okay, the ratio is also
okay.
There's nothing like this ratio is not okay. Somebody is saying, I have a question. You can ask the question. You can ask the question. Somebody is saying the ratio to girls is 1:9. Yeah, it means 1 girl, 9 boyfriends. That's what it means. So anyway, we go to something else. Now, I will show you the steps taken while brewing. The steps taken while brewing. Okay? Listen carefully. Step number 1. Step number 1 is wet your
Filter paper.
filter
Paper.
paper. It means I get my filter paper. Now I'm telling you the steps you take while you're making coffee, when you're brewing coffee. It means step number 1, I'll get my filter paper, okay? Step number 1, I'll get my filter paper, I put it inside, and then I get water and I wet it. I make it all wet.
What paper?
Yeah? Why? Why do I wet it all? To remove the pepper smell. You understand?
Yes.
I wet it all so that we don't have this smell of pepper in our coffee. You understand? That's step number
1.
Step number 1. Step number 2, you weigh and grind our coffee beans. You understand? Now, if I'm going to brew this Colombian coffee, it means I'll get this where I'm going to put, oh Jesus, okay, I'll put this here. It means I'll get where I'm going to put my coffee. I weigh how many grams I want to use. I get the grams of coffee. Let's say I want to make 20 grams. I get my 20 grams and then I bring my 20 grams. I pour them inside the grinder and then I grind them. I set my grind size, the grind size that I want to use, whether small or fine or big or coarse. I set my grinder and then I crush it out. That's what we call your weigh and you grind your coffee. You understand? That's step number
2.
Thank you. We go step number 3. Now this is the most important step in brewing. The most important step in brewing. This is what we call blooming. It's called
Blooming.
blooming. Blooming. Blooming. Blooming means this is where we pour hot water into coffee to remove carbon dioxide. In bracket, to remove
Carbon dioxide.
carbon
Dioxide.
dioxide. Blooming means after putting my coffee inside, yeah, I pour hot water and I wet all the coffee. I wet it all and I let it rest. Yeah? No, no. When I pour to wet all the coffee, I first pause for a second and let the carbon dioxide evaporate. You will see the bubbles coming out of this coffee. This is CO2 evaporating. You understand? To evaporate means to come out. I start brewing. I pour my coffee inside. I start my time and I pour water to make all the coffee wet so that the carbon dioxide inside these coffee beans can go out. That process is what we call blooming. It's not good to brew coffee while carbon dioxide is still inside. You understand? So, you blooming, we use 30 to 50 mils of water. It means I wet all the coffee, but the first pour is for the gassing. But where I got the chogger water, no problem. See, I wet all the coffee, but I have to make sure I don't pour too much water. I pour somewhere between 30 to 50 mils of water. Yeah? This is the water. After pouring this 30 to 50 mils of water, I let my coffee rest. I let it rest somewhere between 30 to 35 seconds. This is the time. You understand? It means I pour my coffee, I wait all the coffee, and I rest. I rest for 30 to 35 seconds. When the 35 seconds click, then I start to pour
Water.
again. It means now, after this 35 seconds, my carbon dioxide has already
Evaporated.
evaporated. You understand? Now, step number 4. This is what I call fast
Fast pour.
pour. I always explain this. I saw someone writing the word fast pour. Why do I call it fast pour? Yet you poured already. Because now we've started the actual brewing. This was
Blooming.
This is the process I must go through.
Yeah.
Now, what I call fast pour is the first phase of you pouring water. It means I pour half the ratio. Meaning, let's say if I'm going to use 300 mils of water,
Yeah.
using brewing my V60.
60.
When I pour the 30 to 50 mils, I pour to do blooming.
Blooming.
Then I pause. When I come back to do my first pour, I add more water until I make it like 150.
50.
Half of what I'm going to pour in total.
On the top.
You understand? Let's say, for example, I'm going to pour 300 mils of water all together. If I pour blooming first, whatever number I finish, or 35 or 36 or 35, or whatever the number is, I pause. After carbon dioxide coming out, I start to pour again. When I pour half the ratio I'm going to use. You understand? And then I pause again. I give my coffee a little break. You understand? Like, I pour 30 to 50 mils blooming. Then I wait for 30.
To 35 seconds.
When the 35 seconds are done, I start to pour again. Let's say my total, I'm going to pour 300 all together.
Yeah.
Now, since when I start to pour again, I pour until half of the 300. It means I continue to pour until I make it 150,
150.
and then I pause again. I let the coffee come out to drain for a few seconds, and then I come back and I pour again. Then when I come back, I pour until I finish too.
300.
You understand? So that one is what we call the last
Pour.
pour. You understand? To finish. You understand? Last pour to
Finish.
finish. Are we together, guys?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll brew V60 for everyone to see. Can you put some water, please? I'll brew, and then you brew. So pay
attention.
It's up to you. You pay attention or you don't. I don't care. People pay a lot of money to come to class, and they don't pay attention in class. I don't know how it works. Yet you paid a lot of money. You're going to make me rich. Yeah? Okay. For you guys who are watching at home, the water that we use, this water that we use, it must boil on a temperature of 87 degrees Celsius, maximum 96 degrees Celsius. So we use hot water and it has to be boiled to this. Okay? Give me a thumbs up or watch take a day. Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. This is the brewing temperature. Okay? Good.
Is there something you, how do you know that there is a 300
We'll use the scale.
for coffee and for water?
Yeah. We are going to do and we are going to see. People watching live, are we on the same page? And please tap your screen as we proceed. If you didn't copy that, you can copy that. You can take a screenshot of that. You'll need it in as well. Toliwano Sunapo. I have so many students from Sunapo. So many from Sunapo. Freeman, Devi. How will you know the temperature? The temperature is here. You see the temperature? Now it's 70. It's climbing to 80. I'm a barista and I'll never get tired about your teaching. I love your teaching. Thank you so much. Okay. Now kwatira onebati. Abantu balabenga tukola. Come close, guys. Ekwatako bulungi usimu.
Nkwatako bulungi bwenti sebo.
Kituli mukola kiki.
Sebo.
Okay, so as we said, guys, we have to first wet the filter paper. This is the V60 filter paper. You have to fold it. You fold it, like, you can fold it this side or it doesn't matter. What you have to do, you have to fold it, and you open. You make a cone out of it, yeah? And then you put it inside, okay? I think you should stand here. You should stand there. Okay. And then I wet my filter.
Paper.
Remember that is step number?
Number one.
Step number?
One.
You wet.
Filter paper.
You make sure all is wet.
And it's wet.
Okay? Then you remove this water and then you pour it away. Okay? Step number one.
Number one.
Step number 2, you weigh and you grind your coffee. It means if my coffee is this one, I must bring this. I put coffee, I weigh how many grams I want to use. But in this case, I already have my coffee inside. But when you go to a cafe, coffee will be separate. It will not be in the grinder.
In the grinder. It's
You understand? Okay. So, I'll weigh. I'll use 18 grams. I'll use 18 grams of coffee. Okay? Note it down, please. I'll use 18 grams of coffee and I'll use my ratio 1:14. How much is my water?
252.
252. That's my total amount of water. So, look here. I'll turn on my scale on. This side it shows,
Wait.
and this side it shows
Time.
time. You understand? So I'll put my coffee. It's too much. I'll take off. Now listen. When you're making coffee, when you see to deco blackboard, on the blackboard, show the people here. See, when you're making coffee, if I want, say for example, I want to use 10 grams of something, of coffee.
Yep.
If I put 10.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, this is still number
10.
10. Because we round off to the nearest 10.
10, yeah.
You understand? But when it's 10.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, this is another number. We cannot use this. Because it's not 11 and it's not 10. You understand?
Yeah.
This one in mathematics we call it margin of error. So don't say, put here, show here. Now that I want to use 18 grams, you see what's on the scale? 18.4. I'm not going to be using a spoon always. 4.5, 0.6. No, I put back. No, I take off. No, you cannot always be using a spoon like this, This is what you call the margin of error. You understand? As long as it's 18.1234, it's still 18. You understand? Good. You know, sometimes you tell somebody, come make espresso. He gets the porter filter. Now I want to use 17. 17.1. He gets a spoon. You're not going to be getting tiny particles like this just because you want to make it 18 exact. Like for me, I'm lucky. I'm not lucky, I know. Good. Okay. Now I have my 18 grams of coffee. Now I have to take this off. I press the tear button. To tear means you compute the weight, it remains inside. If I take this off, you see it will show minus, because the scale is asking me where is this weight. If I put it back, it will go back to 0 because it already knows this weight. Now tear, it means if I add something, now they show me the weight of this something. Now that we've teared this all, if we add water, it means now they will show us the weight of water. You understand? Remember, we have to use 252.
Water.
This is the amount of water that we have to
Use.
And we have to brew the V60 somewhere between 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah? Remember, we have to do the blooming. We pour between 30 to 50 mils of water. And then we let the coffee rest for 30 to 35 seconds. You understand? Good. Very good. I'll bring my water. What do I do first? I start my
Time.
You see the time? It's ticking. Now I pour to wet all. As I pour, I'm looking down. You see the bubbles? You see the bubbles? Was it a bubble?
Yeah.
That's the carbon dioxide coming out. Remember, I started my time already. You see the time now? It's 29. Now when it comes to 30, somewhere between 30 to 35, I can start pouring again. You understand? Very easy, bro. When you're pouring, listen. You pour from the center, you go round and around and around. You come back center, you go round and around and around. You come back center You go round and around and around. Center, round and around and around. Center, round and around and around. So, we said we are going to pour 152 mils total. Yeah? Now we do what we call the first pour. We pour like half of what we are going to pour in total. You understand? Now we pause for a little bit and then we pour again. We come back, we pour again. You start from the center. So 252. Okay? Now my coffee is already brewed. Now you wait for your coffee to finish dripping. You understand? But the brewing is done. Kalas.
It's very easy.
Very easy. My time is ticking.
Still ticking.
Remember, we brew V60 somewhere between 3 to 4 minutes. Now, you see the time? It's still ticking. But my coffee also is still coming.
It's still dripping down.
Coming out.
Yeah.
Okay? I stop my time and I take this off. My V60 coffee
It's ready.
finished. Ready to
Serve.
No sugar.
no sugar.
Commercial people.
You understand?
Yeah.
No
No
sugar.
sugar. Just ready to serve.
Exactly. Is there anything complicated?
No.
Good. I'll pour this here. I want you to brew for me. Now it's your turn. So, how many grams of water are you going to use?
I use 70 and the ratio is 238.
So you use 17 grams and you use a ratio of
14.
14. Okay. You can take the... No,
This one,
it's already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Use 2 hands.
it's not much.
Use 2 hands up.
Here.
Yes, to control the water. Up your kettle. Up your kettle. Up. Up a little bit. Yeah. Wet all the coffee. Enough. Yeah.
How can I fix this one?
Tear.
It's already done. It's fine.
Yeah, you can grind another one. The button is behind. Don't touch. It's already there. Hold this one. Yeah, up. You can't stand there. That coffee is not enough. Get more coffee. Okay.
Not really. Okay.
Tear.
I have to whip this coffee.
No, you first tear. Now it's 0. Now it's time for water. Okay? You start your time.
You have to start it.
No, blooming like.
You start the time, and then you start to pour. Start.
This one.
Yes. Slowly. Up your kettle. Pour. Now wet all the coffee. Up your kettle. Pour. Round and around. Make all the coffee wet. Round like this in circle. Wet all the coffee as you're looking down. Remember, we pour between 30. Wait. We pour between 30 to 50 mils. And then we wait for 30 seconds. Now you can pour again. Up your kettle. That's too much water. Look down. As you're pouring, you look here. Get your kettle. See, stand like this. Hold your kettle. See? Go hold. We go. Pour. Not too fast. Okay? Control. As you pour, you look here.
How
Okay.
much water?
Yes. What's the total you're going to pour?
138.
238. Pour. That's too much water. Pour. No, like the flow is too. The water you're pouring out is too much. Pour. That's an. Like that. Go. Pour.
I have to wait for.
No, you pour. You finish. Pour to finish because you already poured. Circle. You go from the center, you go round and around and around. Don't pause. Are you looking down to how many mils you're pouring? Now focus in the center until you finish. Good. You stop the time. Stop. Yeah. And take off. Hey. Take off. You can put it here.
I put this coffee here.
No. You then this one is ready to serve. You pour in the glass, you serve.
I serve to you.
Oh? Okay. So now I want you to do it one more time, and then we stop from there today until next time. Do it one more time. You pour.
It's full now.
You go, you wash it in the washroom. Sorry, in the kitchen. You go in the yeah. Motwali yoko ne binika atekemu amazzi. Tandika extraction. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Ni hao. Assalamu alaikum. Darling. Darling.
Like a thing?
No, you put this just like this.
Boni terimu. Simanyi omwana gye yagenze bamuwadde omulimu. Nga simulabye leero.
Atandikirawo.
Anda osooka bamugambye atandikirewo. Get the filter paper behind. Guys, I'm sorry I have to take you down.